All right. So for those of you just joining me, my name is Andi Walker. I'm a gold consultant, and we're going to be talking about and creating goals for 2023. Before I became a consultant, during the first year of being an agent with Archer, I was also a special education teacher, and we have to set goals for our students all the time. So when I started seeing, hey, I'm getting ready to set my goals for next year, what do I need to do? In both the Facebook and within the Discord chats, I decided to do a goal setting workshop, kind of walk you through the process of how to set a goal, what a good goal looks like. So with that, we first need to know what a goal is. And Merriam-Webster defines a goal as an objective or a target to something that we're trying to achieve. So in this scenario, whether we're building our client base or we want to team build and become a leader or whatever it is, we know we have that target. So then in order to get to that goal, we have what is called an objective, which are basically the stepping stones of how we're going to reach that goal. So the difference between the goal and an objective, think of it in long-term, short-term. Goals are long-term, objectives are short-term. So you set the goal, you make a plan, you get to work, stick with it, you finally reach your goal. But these mega plans, get to work, stick with it, are your objectives. So goals would be generable, intangible, very broad, kind of abstract, long-term things. Whereas your objectives, how you're getting to that goal, are specific, they're measurable, they're narrowed, they're concrete, and they're short-term. So now we've got to look at, okay, so I've got this long goal, and long doesn't necessarily mean 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 5 years. Long-term in this sense means it's going to be a process to get there, which is why we need the short-term objectives. So what does a goal and an objective have to have in them to be good, or to be able to be measured in terms of achievement? So there's this acronym that out there called SMART. So we're making SMART goals. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant, and they're time bound. So when we're saying specific, we are looking for a tangible outcome, something that we can say, when I hit this, I have achieved what I want. So instead of saying, I want to build my client base, something better would be, I want to have 50 clients by the end of 2023, or I want to have sold $500,000 in sales, or whatever it is. But you have that big blaring target that will eventually become tangible. It's just longer. So measurable. Measurable kind of works with specific, as far as in order to get to measurable, it has to be specific. So measurable could be, hey, in 3 months, I want to rank up to the next level, whether that be executive, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, whatever it is. Or in the next year, I want to have sold $500,000 in commissionable sales. Again, they're both specific, and they give you that, boom, here it is, black and white terminology. So is it attainable or achievable? So attainable and relevant and realistic, all those terms become interchangeable in this step. So you're a brand new agent, you've been here 1 month, it's probably not going to be an attainable goal, although it, I'm going with probably not, because you can do whatever you set your mind to. Chances are, though, if you say, hey, I want to sell $250,000 worth of travel in 2 weeks, probably not as attainable as if you say, hey, I want to have sold $100,000 worth of sales in 3 weeks. So you've got to make sure that what you're doing is attainable and relevant to what it is that your end goal is. And then give it a time frame, whether that's 1 week, 1 month, I want to lose 5 pounds in the next 2 weeks, or I want to, whatever it is that your 2023 goals are going to encompass, give it a drop dead time. So by May 31st, 2023, I want to blah, blah, blah. Or by January 15, I want to have done da, 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 da. So you're giving it that specific time frame to say, okay, I can make this specific. It's now measurable. It's now attainable. It is now relevant. It is now time bound. This is a good goal that can be followed without feeling the frustration. All right. So for me, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give some time for, some questions before we actually jump into it and build that attainable goal, that SMART goal. So for me, my goal is I will rank up to a platinum consultant by December 31, 2023. So I'm giving myself an entire year to go from gold to platinum. So let's ask ourselves these questions. Is it specific? Yes, it's specific because I'm telling you what it is I'm going to do. I'm going to rank up. I'm going to rank up to what specifically? The specifically where I'm headed is the measurable, because I can measure this. If I don't make that platinum consultant, will I have failed? No, because you only fail when you don't try anything. Will I have learned something throughout that process? Absolutely. Is it attainable? Meaning, is it difficult? But is it out of reach? No, it is difficult. It is not out of reach. We have platinum consultants that have made it within 6 months. Jody has made it in 2 years and is holding it. Sam has made it, and I think it was about 18 months. So for me, I made gold after a year in the business, but after about 4 months of really just pushing myself. Is it relevant? Well, of course it's relevant, because I don't want to go backwards. I don't necessarily want to stay stagnant, and it helps support my why. Again, my why changed because I had to resign from my brick and mortar teaching position. I still teach online, part-time. So this is now my full-time position. So my why has changed. And is this going to help me maintain that why of being able to support my family? Absolutely. Do I have a target date? Yes, I do. So this is an example of a good, solid, SMART goal to help you figure out where you want to go. Can you achieve this beforehand? Absolutely. But like I said, make sure that it's attainable, but not out of reach. So had I said I want to rank up to platinum consultant by January 31, 2023, that might not have been attainable and given me a sense of failure, even though I tried. All right, so my second goal, I will book and or sell $100,000 in travel sales by December 31, 2023. Again, am I specific? Yes. I want to sell / book. Is it measurable? Absolutely. I can have that running tally of, okay, this booking was 3,500. This booking was 2,000. This booking, even though it was like a car rental only for $150, whatever it is, it all becomes part of that running tally to make it to this $100,000 mark. Is it attainable? Absolutely. It's difficult, but it is not out of reach. We have agents that sell $100,000 monthly. We have agents that sell nothing monthly. So I kind of tried to take an average of what I'm seeing coming in to set that goal. Does it also help to support my why? Meaning, is it relevant? Absolutely. Because whatever I make in commissions is going back to me helping to maintain my family structure and economics. And did I give it a time? Yes, I did. So what I am going to do before we start building on our own, I'm going to open up. There's just a few of us. So instead of typing your questions into the chat box, let's just be respectful and have a small conversation. You know, do you have any questions? What are you looking at doing? And we'll go from there. No questions? So I am recording. At least I hope I'm recording. No questions, so we can just move on to working and creating our goals.
Mhm.
Perfect. All right. So here is my plan to reach my first goal. So it says I will rank up to platinum consultant by December 31, 2023. What is that going to look like for me? So I broke it down into easier numbers, smaller numbers in that objective area. So instead of saying, hey, okay, I'm going to achieve this by 2023. The stepping stones tell me that I have to have a plan to get there. So the first stepping stone will be to reach this EVO 100 by April 30. And all EVO 100 means is that spread over the 4 accounts, main, and then the 3 under the 3 silvers under there, I have 100 agents under me that I am helping to build my team, right? So then I go another 4 months, EVO 200. Again, I've taken all of those and I've spread it out over those 4 legs of growth. So then Objective 3, which allows for me to hit that goal, is to make Evo 300s, because in order to become a platinum consultant, you have to be at this Evo 300. You have to have 100 agents per each leg. Now, can I break this down even further into smaller objectives? Absolutely. Whoops. I could say, hey, in order to get me to this Evo 100, I and or my team will add 20 new agents per month. I already have 45 agents under me. So in 4 months, an additional 60 agents should not be out of reach. It should be smart. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable. While it's difficult, it can be done. It's relevant because it's helping me get to here, which in turn is helping me get to here. Same way with objective 2. Okay, so I've done that. So now I'm going to break this one down even further. I've already reached this one by this date. I'm going to add those same roughly 20 to 25 agents monthly. Maintain what I've got, kind of thing. So what happens if I don't make this Evo 200 by August 31? That's okay. You know why? Because we have this umbrella right here that allows for me to finish this while attaining this. If that makes sense to everybody. And then my second goal, I didn't do as many objectives. I only did one. And I chose these 2 specific ones so that I could kind of show you that a long-term goal can also, if you make it specific enough, like this one is, you don't necessarily need this objective. So goal number 2, I will book and or sell $100,000 in travel by December 31, 2023. So as an objective, just to keep me on track, those stepping stones, by mid-year, I'll have done 50% of it. Does that mean I have to do this? No. I could have only done 25% of this, and then come October of 2023, boom, major booking, 75,000 in commissionable sales. I am good to go. I'm golden at this 100,000, right? Can this be adjusted if I make this before this? Absolutely. We're just adding icing to the cake and making it better and expanding it. So I'm going to go back to our stepping stones. Wait, where are y'all? No, back up. Go backwards. There we go. All right. So let's take a look. Does anybody want to share kind of what they're thinking they want to do? And we can walk through creating one using the formula and just making it a little more scientific.
I'll share mine.
All right, what you got, Samantha?
I said that I want to rank up to executive by January 31st.
Perfect. All right, so by January 31, I want to be an executive level consultant, therefore mitigating your monthly fee, correct? Love it. Now, how are we going to get there? We've set our goal. What is our plan to do that? Are you going to try to add one member to your team weekly? Are you going to try to, what are you looking at?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
I had
So
really
you've set a
thought
goal,
about
you've made a plan, you've got to work that plan, and you've got to stick with it. So to get that, are you going to think about where you're going to post your ads? Are they going to be all Facebook groups? Are they going to be LinkedIn? Are you going to set up an Indeed account, Monster Jobs? Where are you going to find them? Because that can be part of that goal to get there, because we're still talking in intangible broad terms right now.
Yeah, so I said for one of my objectives, I was gonna write my job post because I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
And then I was going to post the job post into LinkedIn, Facebook, and Indeed.
Perfect. So your goal is going to be by January 31, 2023, I will have ranked up to executive consultant. Objective 1, write my job ad. Give yourself a date to have it done and posted. So on January 1 or January 2, my first job posting will be written and posted. Because by putting those drop dead dates in, it holds you accountable.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right. So yay, you're good.
Cool.
Anybody else want to share? Oh, good one, Kevin. Gold by June. Love it. So, Kevin, unmute yourself. Talk to me. How do you want to get there? What's your plan? You've set your goal. Gold by June. By when in June? By June 1, by June 30? When do you want to hit that in June?
Oh, I think June 1st sounds like a pretty good one there. Why wait an extra month till July?
There you go. Love that positivity. All right. So Kevin says he has set his goal. So by June 1, he will be a gold consultant leader. Now he's got to make that plan. How are you going to make that happen? What are you going to do?
Well, I've already started. I've already got signups through the LinkedIn for the presentations. So that's obviously a first big start, is to get the people into presentations, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's just mostly being consistent for me, being consistent in different avenues of, bringing people on board, which is building my own website and then, making it look as professional and
absolutely
good as I can, but being honest as well. And
so I would
consistency is
say
the biggest thing.
I would say your goal is great because it is long-term. It's somewhat abstract because you don't know what getting to gold looks like. So those stepping stones, which is this part right here, those short-term objectives, Have you ranked up at all yet?
Me?
Yes.
No, this is just
Lemon ginger.
Okay.
The mint,
So I would say then,
right.
let's start those objectives with, let's post your first job posting by January 2nd, January 3rd.
More a coffee drinker.
Let's rank up to executive consultant by the middle of January. Let's rank up to bronze consultant by the middle of February, whatever it is.
Yes.
Set those short-term SMART goals with an end date to hold yourself accountable. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place and it's
Right.
going to
Need to get.
seem like it's a lot more difficult than what you are. It's that old adage of, eating an elephant's ear one bite at a time. That's all you're doing with this.
Right.
But you're holding yourself accountable and setting those end dates to get there to help you maintain your consistency.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
I'll share one of mine.
Okay, perfect.
So I was also gonna do a building one, but for my other one, I was gonna do a shorter term one for the booking. I was gonna try to set a goal of 15,000 in sales by the end of March of 23. So that way I can see if I can readjust it like as we go through the year.
I like that. I like that. So while we think in terms of years that 3 months would be considered short term, in this case, you are making it your long-term goal. By March 31, I will have sold 15,000 in travel sales. Beautiful. You've got your goal. Now we've got to make our plan, which is those short-term objectives, specific, measurable, narrow, concrete, all of those words. So how are you going to get there? Are you going to post mock bookings? Are you going to be, we don't cold call and spam, so that's definitely not an option. But what does that look like? Are you going to do 3 $5,000 bookings? Are you going to do 5 $3,000 bookings? Where's your head? And that's where that plan short-term objective comes in. Getting to work, sticking with it, and being consistent in order to maintain and reach that goal.
And so I was going to try to do the 5,000 a month because I know some people don't like to spend as much on a trip, or if they're just doing something small. So I was going to shoot for the 5,000 in sales a month, and then do it via like the mock bookings or making sure I'm posting the groups every day.
Perfect. Y'all got this. Anybody else want to share? Or are we good to go?
Can you tell me what the E3 coded count is on the back office?
That is old. They just haven't taken it off. It was for something that they used to sell, but they don't sell anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you, Andy, and this is working towards getting towards my goal of silver at some point next year. I have to get one person underneath me first, of course. How long did it take you to get to gold, did you say? And how did it kind of teeter? Because I know sometimes you get to that certain point and they talk about that wall before you get to the gold. So I of course don't want to hit a wall. My silver part by any means. I'd like that to wait until I get to my goal. But
right.
just kind of curious on that. How long did it take you to get to gold?
So my story's a little different. When I joined the company October of last year, It really was so that I could get the travel perks. I played at being an agent. I would help folks if they wanted it, but I didn't put myself out there. But then I had some medical things come up and I started to get a little more consistent, but it wasn't until August 1st that I really hit the ground running. So it took me forever to get to silver, but that's because I wasn't consistent. I wasn't really pushing it. Once I pushed it, I hit gold August, September, October in 4 months.
Okay.
So yeah, it's doable. I did hit that wall. I really thought I was going to hit gold by Halloween because I was rolling. And then about 20 people dropped off and I was like screaming in my head. Oh my God. And it wasn't really quite 20, but it just seemed like that many because of, that up and down roller coaster. So then, yes,
So
by
pretty much from August to October is when you really started getting people underneath you.
yes,
Okay, because I'm looking at it and I figure silver, if I gave myself 6 months just to kind of play around, and because I just started in November, just kind of play around and get to that point. But then at the same time, I feel like that's kind of a weak goal at that point. I should be aiming for going more towards the gold by the time I get to June.
but it's all in, what you can do. Are you doing this full time? Are you doing it part time? I was very, very part time and just
both of them.
right. So all those variables play into making that goal as well. Don't judge your success by what I achieved in that short amount of time, because from August 1 through October, I was sitting at home on FMLA. So I wasn't doing anything with my classroom. I was only grading some college level papers. So I had the time to really sit down and push it. Had I not had that time, I probably still would not be gold at this point, just because of time constraints.
And I do have the time because, of course, coaching is an at-home sort of thing as well. So, and I'm trying to bring both of them together at the same time and pull them along. So I always like to hear everybody's stories, though, to see how long it kind of takes, because it just kind of helps kind of set things on track with things as well. So like I say, I think 6 months I could have 9 people under me. That's perfectly easy, I think, in the long run, once I really start up and running with it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect.
But effectively, if you're going to have people in silver as a gold, you're going to need a lot more than 15 people. Correct.
Exactly. So what happens when you hit that level, right? You've got your main account, which is the very first account that you signed up for, okay? And that's the one that needs to hit 15. So from there, then you've got these 3 additional legs. You'll have leg 1 that needs to have a silver there. Leg 2 will have to have a silver, and leg 3 will also have to have a silver. So while we say 15, it's 15 on that main umbrella account plus 3 silvers to hit that gold. Does that make sense, or do I need to?
I'm not worried about gold yet. I just want to get to silver first. I want to get the 9 first. That way I got something to stand on first. But I just
got you.
once I get to that silver point, I'll probably hit the wall before I get to gold. I already know that part, but at least I'll know. Again, I just feel like getting 9 people in 6 months I can do it, but I could get further along than that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
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 I don't have any any site on gold by that point. It could still happen. I'm not going to count it out, but that's not my sight forward right now.
Right.
I need to get to the silver part first. Let's get that first medal first.
Okay. We got it. And Kevin, did that,
Yes, it did. Thank you.
okay. All right. Because sometimes you need a visual and I didn't know if,
So at some point you go from personal mentoring to group mentoring and you got all those people.
yes,
You just can't
Yes.
give everybody personal that one-on-one anymore.
that personal, right.
Okay. That's a big leadership role. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, yep. You know, and for me, being in the world of education and coming out of education, this kind of fills that need to help and nurture and share knowledge. All right, I am going to stop recording.